every weight that threatens to crush your spirit. You have carried these burdens for far too long, believing that you must face them alone. But I am here to tell you that you were never meant to walk this path of sorrow by yourself. My love surrounds you like an unbreakable shield, and my peace is ready to flood every corner of your troubled heart. I know the depths of your anguish, beloved one. I have seen every tear that has fallen from your eyes, and I have felt the trembling of your heart when despair seemed to close in around you. Nothing about your pain is hidden from me. I understand the weight of your circumstances far better than you could ever explain them. Before you even form the words to describe your suffering, I already know every detail, every nuance, every silent cry that you have been too weary to voice. And in knowing all of this, I want you to understand something absolutely crucial. My love for you has not diminished even by the smallest fraction. Your struggles have not pushed you away from my heart. If anything, they have drawn you closer, because I am drawn to those who need me, and I delight in showing my strength through weakness. The sadness that has enveloped you like a thick fog is about to lift. I am speaking directly into the atmosphere of your life, commanding the clouds of depression to disperse and the darkness to flee before my light. You have been living under a shadow for too long, and that shadow has no authority over you anymore. I am the light of the world, and when I shine upon your circumstances, no darkness can remain. Today marks a turning point in your journey. The sadness that seemed endless will begin to melt away as my presence fills the spaces where grief has taken residence. I am not merely offering you comfort for a moment. I am transforming the very atmosphere of your existence. Your anguish has been real, and I do not minimize the intensity of what you have experienced. The sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, the feeling that your heart might break from the weight of it all. These things have been genuine struggles that have tested your faith and challenged your hope. But I want you to know that anguish is not your destiny. I did not create you to live in perpetual turmoil. I formed you for peace, for joy, for a life filled with purpose and meaning. The anguish you have known is a temporary condition, not a permanent sentence. I am working even now to bring relief to your tormented spirit, to soothe the wounds that have been inflicted upon your soul, and to restore the tranquility that the enemy has stolen from you. Worry has become such a constant companion that you may have forgotten what it feels like to live without it. Your mind has been occupied with endless calculations, trying to figure out solutions to problems that seem to have no answers. You have played out scenario after scenario in your imagination, most of them ending in disaster, and the weight of all these imagined catastrophes has pressed down upon you relentlessly. But hear me when I tell you this. Worry is a thief that steals the peace I have prepared for you. Every moment you spend worrying is a moment you could be spending in the assurance of my love and provision. I am asking you today to release those worries into my capable hands. I am more than able to handle every situation that concerns you, and I will not drop a single one of the things you entrust to me. The desperation you have felt is known to me in every detail. There have been moments when you wondered if you could continue, when the path ahead seemed so dark and treacherous that giving up appeared to be the only option. The weight of hopelessness pressed against your chest until breathing itself became difficult, and you questioned whether things would ever change. I was with you in those desperate moments, beloved one. I was closer than you knew, holding you when you could not feel my arms, speaking words of life when your ears were too overwhelmed to hear them. And now I am making myself known to you in a powerful way, reaching through the veil of despair to grasp your hand and pull you up from the depths where you have been sinking. The transformation I am bringing to your life is comprehensive and complete. I am not interested in partial solutions or temporary fixes. When I remove sadness from your heart, I replace it with a joy that cannot be extinguished by circumstances. When I lift anguish from your soul, I fill that space with a peace that surpasses all understanding. When I take away your worry, I establish in its place a trust so deep that nothing can shake it. And when I rescue you from desperation, I plant within you a hope that is anchored in eternity itself. This is not merely an improvement of your condition. This is a total revolution in the very core of your being. I want you to understand why I am doing this for you. It is not because you have earned it through perfect behavior or religious achievement. My love for you is not based on your performance. I remove your sadness because you are my child, and I cannot bear to see my children suffering when I have the power to bring relief. I lift your anguish because I love you with an everlasting love, a love that compelled me to give everything for your salvation. I take away your worry because I want you to experience the freedom that comes from trusting in a Father who knows your needs before you ask, and who has already prepared provision for every situation you will ever face. I rescue you from desperation because your life has immense value to me, and the enemy's attempt to destroy you through hopelessness will not succeed. The process of healing has already begun within you, even as you receive these words. Something is shifting in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The chains that have bound your emotions are beginning to loosen. The walls that have imprisoned your joy are starting to crumble. You may not feel dramatically different in this very moment, but trust me when I tell you that profound changes are underway in the unseen realm. I am dismantling the structures of sadness that have been built up over years. I am untangling the knots of anguish that have become so complex. I am silencing the voices of worry that have spoken lies to you for so long. I am extinguishing the fires of desperation that have consumed your peace. Do not be surprised if the enemy tries to convince you that nothing has changed. He is a liar and the father of lies, and his primary weapon is deception. He will whisper that your sadness is permanent, that your anguish will never end, that your worries are justified, and that your desperation is reasonable. Do not listen to these lies. They are the desperate attempts of a defeated foe who knows his time of influence over you is coming to an end. He sees what I am doing in your life, and it terrifies him. He recognizes the freedom that is approaching, and he will do anything to prevent you from receiving it. But his efforts are futile. I have already secured your victory, and no scheme of the enemy can reverse what I have accomplished on your behalf. The sadness you have carried has deep roots, I know. Some of it goes back to wounds from childhood, to moments when you felt unloved or abandoned, to experiences that left marks on your soul that never fully healed. Some of your sadness is more recent, connected to losses that still feel raw, to disappointments that shattered your expectations, to betrayals that cut to the very core of who you are. Whatever the source of your sadness, I am able to address it. My healing power reaches back through time to touch the earliest wounds. My restoration extends to the most recent injuries. There is no trauma too old for me to heal and no hurt too fresh for me to comfort. The anguish that has gripped your mind is being released even now. Those anxious thoughts that have circled endlessly through your consciousness are losing their power. The mental torment that has made peace seem impossible is being broken. I am speaking calm to your racing thoughts and order to your chaotic mind. I am establishing new patterns of thinking within you. Patterns based on truth rather than fear. Patterns grounded in faith rather than doubt. Your mind was created to be a place of creativity, wisdom, and peace. The anguish that has occupied it is an intruder, and I am evicting that intruder with my authority and love. Your worries have multiplied because you have been trying to carry loads that were never meant for your shoulders. You have taken responsibility for things that belong in my hands. You have tried to control outcomes that only I can influence. You have worn yourself out attempting to manage a universe that I alone am qualified to govern. Today, I am giving you permission to lay down these burdens. I am not asking you to be irresponsible or careless. I am inviting you into a partnership where you do what you can do, and you trust me with everything else. This is not passive resignation. It is active faith. It is the confident knowledge that your Father is capable, willing, and eager to care for every aspect of your life. The desperation that has marked your experience is being transformed into expectation. Where you once felt that things were hopeless, you are beginning to sense possibilities. Where you once saw only dead ends, you are starting to perceive open doors. Where you once anticipated only disaster, you are beginning to expect breakthroughs. This shift in perspective is not the result of wishful thinking or positive psychology. It is the fruit of my spirit working within you, renewing your mind and restoring your hope. I am recalibrating your expectations to align with my promises rather than your fears. I am teaching you to see your circumstances through the lens of faith rather than the lens of desperation. There is a new chapter opening in your story, beloved one. The pages of sadness, anguish, worry, and desperation are being turned. Fresh pages lie before you, blank and full of potential, waiting to be written with accounts of joy, peace, trust, and hope. I am the author of your life, and the story I am writing for you is beautiful beyond your current imagination. The struggles you have endured will be woven into a narrative of redemption. The pain you have experienced will be transformed into testimonies of my faithfulness. Nothing you have gone through will be wasted. Every tear will be redeemed. Every sorrow will be turned to dancing. Every night of weeping will give way to mornings of joy. I am inviting you into a deeper experience of my presence than you have ever known before. The struggles you have faced have created in you a hunger for something more, a thirst for reality that will not be satisfied with superficial religion or secondhand faith. You want to know me, not just know about me. You want to experience my power, not just hear stories of what I did in the past. You want my peace to be real in your life, not just a theological concept. And I am ready to meet this hunger and quench this thirst. I am drawing you into intimacy with me that will transform every aspect of your existence. The changes I am bringing are not just for your benefit alone. As I heal your sadness, you will become a source of comfort to others who are struggling. As I lift your anguish, you will gain understanding for those who are tormented. As I remove your worry, you will be equipped to speak peace to the anxious hearts around you. As I rescue you from desperation, you will become a beacon of hope to those who have lost their way. Your story of transformation will impact countless other lives. The very struggles that nearly destroyed you will become the platform from which you minister to a hurting world. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what is happening to you right now. This is not a minor adjustment or a small improvement. This is a fundamental reorientation of your entire life. The spiritual forces that have oppressed you are being pushed back. The emotional patterns that have imprisoned you are being broken. The mental strongholds that have controlled you are being demolished. The physical effects of prolonged stress and sadness are being reversed. I am doing a complete work in you, leaving no area untouched by my healing power. I know you have questions about the process. You wonder how long it will take, whether the changes will last, and what your part in this transformation should be. These are reasonable questions, and I do not fault you for asking them. But I want you to understand that this is my work, not yours. Your part is simply to receive what I am giving, to believe what I am saying, and to rest in my love. The timeline belongs to me, and I will complete what I have started in my perfect timing. The permanence of these changes is guaranteed by my faithfulness, not your efforts. Your role is not to manufacture transformation, but to cooperate with what I am already doing. As you move forward from this moment, you will notice signs of change. The sadness that once seemed omnipresent will begin to lift, sometimes gradually, and sometimes in sudden bursts of joy that surprise you with their intensity. The anguish that once dominated your inner life will give way to increasing peace, and you will find yourself able to face difficulties that once would have overwhelmed you. The worries that once consumed your thoughts will lose their grip as you practice releasing them to me, and you will discover that your mind has space for gratitude, hope, and faith. The desperation that once characterized your outlook will transform into confident expectation as you learn to trust my promises more than your circumstances. I am speaking these words to you because you are ready to receive them. You have come to a place in your journey where you are tired of carrying burdens that are too heavy for you. You are weary of fighting battles that you were never meant to fight alone. You are exhausted from trying to hold together a life that seems to be falling apart at every seam. And in this weariness, in this weakness, you have become open to my intervention in ways you were not open before. Sometimes it takes the complete exhaustion of human resources before people are ready to receive divine help. You have reached that point, and now you are positioned to experience my power in unprecedented ways. My beloved child, Let my love wash over you like waves upon the shore. Let my peace settle upon you like a gentle rain that soaks deep into parched ground. Let my joy bubble up within you like a spring of fresh water breaking through the surface. Let my hope fill you like air rushing into lungs that have been gasping for breath. These gifts are yours for the receiving. I am not withholding them from you. I am pressing them upon you with all the affection of a father who delights in giving good things to his children. Open your heart and receive what I am so eager to give. The transformation of your emotional life is part of a larger work I am doing in you. I am reshaping your character, deepening your faith, and expanding your capacity to love. I am preparing you for assignments that will require the strength that only comes through overcoming. I am developing in you qualities that can only be forged in the fires of adversity. The sadness you have experienced has taught you compassion. The anguish you have known has created in you a depth of character. The worry you have battled has driven you to seek me more earnestly. The desperation you have faced has stripped away self-reliance and made you dependent on my grace. All of these difficult experiences are being redeemed and repurposed for your good and my glory. There is a joy coming into your life that will make the current struggles seem insignificant in comparison. I know that may be hard to believe when you are in the midst of the battle, but I am asking you to trust my perspective. I see the end from the beginning. I know what is waiting for you on the other side of this valley, and I am telling you that the joy ahead is worth every tear you have shed, every sleepless night you have endured, every moment of anguish you have survived. The morning is coming after this long night. The spring is approaching after this harsh winter. The harvest is ready after this difficult season of planting. I am your Father, and I am good. Everything I do in your life flows from my love for you. When I allow difficult seasons, it is because I know they will produce something beautiful in you. When I permit struggles that seem too hard, it is because I am developing resilience that will serve you well in the days ahead. When I lead you through valleys of shadow, it is because the path leads to heights of glory that can only be reached by first descending. Trust my heart, even when you cannot trace my hand. Believe in my love, even when my methods seem mysterious. Rest in my goodness, even when your circumstances seem bad. The sadness is being removed because I have decreed it. The anguish is being lifted because I have commanded it. The worry is being taken away because I have determined it. The desperation is being destroyed because I have decided it. My word does not return to me empty. What I speak comes to pass. And I am speaking over your life with all the authority of heaven, declaring that the season of heaviness is ending and the season of joy is beginning. Receive this declaration into your spirit and let it become the foundation for a new chapter of your existence. You are not what your struggles have made you feel. You are not defined by your sadness, labeled by your anguish, characterized by your worry, or identified by your desperation. You are, my beloved child, chosen before the foundation of the world, predestined for glory, sealed with the Holy Spirit, and destined for victory. The emotional battles you have fought do not determine your identity. They are temporary challenges, not permanent definitions. And as I heal you, you will begin to see yourself as I see you, valuable beyond measure, loved without limit, and treasured beyond words. Let go of the need to understand everything before you can trust. Some things will remain mysterious on this side of eternity. You may never fully comprehend why you had to go through certain experiences or endure certain losses, but you can trust that I have been with you through all of it, that I have been working even when you could not see it, and that I will bring good out of everything that has happened to you. This trust is not blind faith. It is informed confidence based on my revealed character. You know who I am. You know my track record of faithfulness. You know that I have never failed anyone who put their trust in me. And you can know with certainty that I will not fail you either. The peace I am giving you is not dependent on your circumstances changing. It is not a peace that exists only when everything is going well. It is a supernatural peace that guards your heart and mind, even in the midst of chaos. It is a peace that passes understanding precisely because it does not require understanding to operate. This peace is available to you right now, in your current situation. before anything external has changed. It is the peace that comes from knowing you are held in my hands, protected by my power, and loved with an everlasting love. I am commissioning you to be a bearer of this peace to a troubled world. The healing you receive is not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of all those I will send you to help. Your testimony of how I removed sadness, lifted anguish, took away worry, and destroyed desperation will be a lifeline for others who are struggling. You will speak with authority because you have experienced my power firsthand. You will minister with compassion because you have known the depths of suffering. You will offer hope with conviction because you have seen hopelessness transformed into expectation. Your struggles have been preparing you for ministry that will touch countless lives. As you close your eyes tonight and prepare for sleep, let my words be the last thoughts on your mind. Remember that I am removing your sadness, that it is already happening, already accomplished in the spiritual realm, and progressively manifesting in your experience. Remember that I am lifting your anguish, that the torment is losing its grip, and peace is taking its place. Remember that I am taking away your worry, that I am capable and willing to handle everything that concerns you. Remember that I am destroying your desperation, that hope is rising, and the future is bright with promise. Sleep in peace, my child. Wake in joy. Walk in freedom. Live in love. The dawning of each new day from this point forward will bring fresh reminders of my faithfulness. You will begin to notice blessings you previously overlooked because sadness had blinded your eyes. You will experience moments of peace that surprise you with their sweetness because anguish had made you forget what calm felt like. You will catch yourself trusting me in situations where you would have worried before because I am replacing your anxiety with faith. You will find yourself looking forward to the future with anticipation rather than dread because desperation is giving way to hope. These changes will accumulate day by day until you look back and marvel at how far you have come. I am your shepherd, and I am leading you beside still waters. I am restoring your soul. I am guiding you in paths of righteousness for my name's sake. Even when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you do not need to fear evil, for I am with you. My rod and my staff, they comfort you. I am preparing a table before you in the presence of your enemies. I am anointing your head with oil, and your cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life, and you will dwell in my house forever. This is my promise to you, my beloved child. This is my word over your life. This is my commitment that cannot be broken, and my covenant that cannot be violated. I am removing your sadness, lifting your anguish, taking away your worry, and destroying your desperation. And in their place, I am establishing joy, peace, trust, and hope. Receive these gifts with open hands and an open heart. They are yours because you are mine, and nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. The journey continues, but you do not walk alone. The path may still hold challenges, but you face them with my strength. The future may seem uncertain from your perspective, but from mine, it is gloriously clear and wonderfully good. I have plans for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. These plans are not contingent on your performance, but on my faithfulness. They are not threatened by your weakness, but secured by my power. They are not limited by your past, but expanded by my grace. Go forward now with the assurance that everything I have spoken is true. Let these words settle deep into your spirit, where they will bear fruit in your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Return to these promises when doubt assails you and fear threatens to overwhelm you. Speak these truths over yourself when the enemy whispers lies. Stand on these declarations when circumstances seem to contradict them. For my word is more certain than your feelings, more reliable than your perceptions, and more enduring than your struggles. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. The transformation has begun. The healing is underway. The breakthrough is happening. The victory is assured. You are being set free from sadness, anguish, worry, and desperation. You are being filled with joy, peace, trust, and hope. This is your new reality. This is your present truth. This is your eternal destiny. I love you with a love that has no beginning and no end. I chose you before time began, and I will cherish you throughout eternity. Nothing you have done has diminished my affection, and nothing you will do can increase or decrease it. My love is constant, unwavering, and complete. It is the foundation upon which your healing stands and the source from which your transformation flows. Rest in this love. Abide in this love. Let this love permeate every fiber of your being until there is no room left for sadness, no space remaining for anguish, no place available for worry, and no opening accessible for desperation. You are mine, and I am yours. This relationship is unbreakable. This bond is eternal. This connection is the most important reality of your existence. In me, you live and move and have your being. In my presence there is fullness of joy. At my right hand are pleasures forevermore. Come into that presence. Experience that joy. Receive those pleasures. They are your inheritance as my child, and no one can take them from you. The words I have spoken to you today are spirit, and they are life. They carry the power to accomplish what they describe. As you receive them by faith, they become operative in your experience. The sadness begins to lift because I declared it would. The anguish starts to fade because I proclaimed it so. The worry loosens its grip because I commanded its release. The desperation dissolves because I decreed its end. This is the power of my word working in your life, transforming you from the inside out. Beloved child, the night is far spent, and the day is at hand. The darkness that has surrounded you is being pushed back by the advancing light of my glory. A new dawn is breaking over your life, and with it comes fresh mercies, new beginnings, and unprecedented opportunities. Do not look back at what lies behind, but press forward to what lies ahead. The best is yet to come. The greatest chapters of your story are still unwritten. The most glorious experiences are still ahead of you. Walk into this new season with confidence in my love and trust in my power. The sadness is gone, the anguish is lifted, the worry is removed, the desperation is destroyed. In their place stand joy, peace, trust, and hope, pillars of a new life built on the foundation of my grace. This is my gift to you, freely given and completely unearned. Receive it with gratitude and share it with others. For in giving away what you have received, you will find that your own supply increases endlessly. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My presence goes with you wherever you go. My peace accompanies you into every situation. My power is available for every challenge. My wisdom guides every decision. You are never alone, never abandoned, never forgotten. You are always loved, always treasured, always valued. The healing continues with each passing moment. The transformation deepens with each new day. The freedom expands with each step of faith. And through it all, my love remains constant, unchanging, and eternal. This love is your security, your strength, your source of everything good. Rest in it, trust in it, live in it, and let it flow through you to a world that desperately needs to know that sadness, anguish, worry, and desperation do not have the final word. My love has the final word, and that word is life, and that word is hope, and that word is joy, and that word is peace. Go now in the knowledge that you are beloved beyond measure, protected beyond assault, and destined beyond imagination. The one who holds the universe in his hands holds you in his heart. The one who spoke the galaxies into existence speaks words of life into your circumstances. The one who controls the course of history is personally invested in the details of your journey. You matter to me more than you can comprehend. Your well-being is my priority. Your joy is my delight. Your peace is my purpose. Be free, my child. Be healed. Be whole. Be joyful. Be peaceful. Be hopeful. Be everything I created you to be. The limitations imposed by sadness, anguish, worry, and desperation are being removed, and you are stepping into the fullness of life that has always been my intention for you. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. This is your new beginning. I have spoken, and it is so. I have declared, and it is established. I have promised, and I will fulfill. Nothing in all creation can prevent what I have purposed for you. Nothing can stand against what I have decided on your behalf. Nothing can reverse what I am accomplishing in your life. You are on the receiving end of my unstoppable grace, and this grace will carry you from where you are to where I want you to be. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and you have taken that step by receiving my words today. Keep walking in faith. Keep trusting in my love. Keep believing in my promises, and keep expecting my breakthrough. Day by day, step by step, moment by moment, I am bringing you into the fullness of joy, peace, trust, and hope that is your inheritance as my child. You are loved. You are cherished. You are valued. You are treasured. You are protected. You are provided for. You are guided. You are strengthened. You are healed. You are freed. You are transformed. You are mine, and I am forever yours. The weight you have been carrying is being lifted from your shoulders, even as you receive these words. For too long, you have bent under burdens that were never meant for you to bear alone. The sadness that settled into your bones, the anguish that kept you awake through countless nights, the worry that consumed your thoughts, and the desperation that made you question whether life was worth living. All of these are being addressed by my mighty hand. I am not a distant deity who watches your suffering from afar. I am your Father, intimately involved in every aspect of your existence, and I am taking action on your behalf right now. Consider for a moment the vastness of my love for you. Before the mountains were formed, before the oceans were filled, before the stars were set in their courses, I knew you. I chose you. I loved you. This love was not something that developed over time as I got to know you better. It was complete and perfect from the very beginning. And this love has not wavered through any of your struggles. When sadness seemed to swallow you whole, my love remained. When anguish twisted your thoughts into knots of confusion, my love held steady. When worry multiplied your fears exponentially, my love stood firm. When desperation whispered that all was lost, my love continued to shine. I am bringing restoration to every area of your life that has been damaged by these oppressive forces. The relationships that have suffered because of your emotional turmoil are being healed. The opportunities that were missed because you were too overwhelmed to pursue them are being restored or replaced with even better ones. The dreams that were abandoned because you lost hope are being revived. The faith that was weakened by prolonged struggle is being strengthened. Nothing that the enemy has stolen from you is beyond my ability to restore. I am the God of redemption, and I specialize in bringing beauty from ashes. Your family has been affected by your struggles, and I am mindful of this. The sadness you have carried has sometimes spilled over onto those you love. The anguish has made you less present, less patient, less able to give them what they needed from you. The worry has consumed energy that could have been spent nurturing your relationships. The desperation has created distance where there should have been closeness. But as I heal you, I am also bringing healing to your family dynamics. I am restoring what was lost. I am rebuilding what was broken. I am teaching you new ways of relating that are rooted in the peace and joy I am establishing in your heart. The financial pressures that have contributed to your worry are not beyond my reach. I know every bill that keeps you awake at night. I'm aware of every debt that feels like a chain around your neck. I understand the anxiety that comes with uncertainty about provision. But I want you to know that I am your provider, and I have never failed to care for those who trust in me. The birds of the air do not sow or reap, yet I feed them. The flowers of the field do not labor or spin, yet I clothe them in beauty that surpasses Solomon's glory. How much more will I care for you, who are of infinitely greater value than birds or flowers? Trust me with your finances, and watch as I open doors of provision you never knew existed. The health concerns that have fueled your anguish are also within my power to address. I know about the symptoms that frighten you, the diagnoses that have shaken your faith, the prognosis that seems so grim. But I am the great physician, and there is no condition beyond my ability to heal. I formed your body in your mother's womb. I know every cell, every organ, every system intimately, and I am able to restore, renew, and regenerate what disease or damage has tried to destroy. Bring your health concerns to me. Lay them at my feet. Trust me with your body as you trust me with your soul, and let me show you what I can do. The past that haunts you with memories of failure and regret is being dealt with as well. I know about the decisions you wish you could unmake, the words you wish you could unsay, the actions you wish you could undo. These memories have fed your sadness and deepened your desperation. But I want you to understand that in me, there is forgiveness that is complete and final. When I forgive, I forget. I remove your sins as far as the east is from the west. I cast them into the depths of the sea, never to be retrieved. The guilt you have been carrying is not something I have placed upon you. It is a burden that the enemy has kept on your shoulders even after I removed it. Let it go. It does not belong to you anymore. The future that looms before you with uncertainty and potential threats is also in my hands. I know that much of your worry has been about what might happen tomorrow, next month, next year. The unknown can be terrifying when you try to face it alone, but you are not facing it alone. I go before you, preparing the way. I walk beside you, providing companionship. I stand behind you, protecting your back. The future that seems so threatening from your perspective looks completely different from mine. I see the good things that are coming, the blessings that are already in motion, the victories that are already secured. Trust my view of your future rather than your own limited perspective. I want to speak specifically about the desperation that has gripped your heart. There have been moments when you questioned whether life itself was worth continuing. The darkness seemed so complete, the pain so unbearable, that ending it all appeared to be the only escape. I know about those moments, beloved one. I was there with you, even when you could not feel my presence. And I want you to know that your life has value beyond anything you can currently perceive. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are a cherished creation, formed with purpose, designed for significance. The desperation that has whispered lies about your worthlessness is being silenced by the truth of my love. The loneliness that has accompanied your sadness is also being addressed. You have felt isolated, even in crowds. You have felt misunderstood, even by those closest to you. You have felt like no one could possibly grasp the depth of what you were experiencing. But I understand completely. I felt loneliness in the Garden of Gethsemane, when my closest friends could not stay awake with me for even 1 hour. I experienced isolation on the cross, when even my Father's face was turned away. I know what it feels like to be utterly alone, and I will never allow you to experience that depth of loneliness. Even when human companionship fails, my presence remains. Even when understanding from others is impossible, my comprehension is complete. The identity confusion that has resulted from your prolonged struggle is being clarified. When you have been sad for so long, you begin to wonder if sadness is who you are. When anguish has been your constant companion, you start to believe it is part of your essential nature. When worry has occupied your thoughts for years, you assume it is just how your mind works. When desperation has marked your outlook, you conclude that you are simply a hopeless person. But none of this is true. These experiences have been visitors in your life, not residents. They have been temporary conditions, not permanent identities. As I remove them, you will rediscover who you truly are, a beloved child of the Most High God, created for joy, designed for peace, intended for hope. The spiritual growth that is possible through overcoming these struggles is beyond what you can imagine. The depth of character that is being developed in you is invaluable. The compassion for others that is being cultivated is extraordinary. The testimony that is being written through your transformation will impact countless lives. None of your suffering has been wasted or meaningless. Every tear has been counted. Every sleepless night has been noted. Every moment of anguish has been recorded. And all of it is being woven into a tapestry of redemption that will display my glory and bring hope to a hurting world. I am establishing new patterns of thinking within your mind. Where there was once a default setting of negativity, I am installing expectation of good. Where there was once an automatic assumption of the worst, I am creating an inclination toward hope. Where there was once a tendency to catastrophize every situation, I am developing a habit of trust. This renewal of your mind is not something you can accomplish through your own willpower. It is a supernatural transformation that I am working within you by the power of my spirit. Your part is simply to cooperate by choosing to believe my truth rather than the enemy's lies. The community of faith that surrounds you is part of my plan for your healing. You are not designed to face life's challenges in isolation. You need brothers and sisters who will pray for you, encourage you, and sometimes carry you when you cannot walk on your own. Do not push away the people I am sending to help you. Do not let pride prevent you from receiving the support that is available. The body of believers is meant to function as an interconnected whole, each part supporting the others. Let others bear your burdens with you, and in turn, be ready to bear theirs when the time comes. The disciplines of faith, prayer, meditation on scripture, worship, fellowship, are tools I have given you for maintaining the freedom I am establishing. These are not religious obligations designed to earn my favor. They are life-giving practices that keep you connected to me and resistant to the enemy's attacks. When you pray, you align your heart with mine. When you meditate on scripture, you fill your mind with truth. When you worship, you shift your focus from your problems to my power. When you gather with other believers, you receive strength and encouragement. Make these disciplines a regular part of your life, not as burdensome duties, but as pathways to peace. The seasons of life will continue to bring challenges, but your response to those challenges is being transformed. Where once you would have been crushed by adversity, you will now bend but not break. Where once you would have been overwhelmed by difficulty, you will now find sufficient grace for each trial. Where once you would have retreated into sadness and anguish at the first sign of trouble, you will now stand firm in faith. The resilience I am building in you is not based on your own strength, but on your connection to me. When you are weak, then you are strong, because my power is made perfect in weakness. Your sleep will improve as the anxiety lifts from your mind. The racing thoughts that have kept you awake will slow down as peace takes residence. The nightmares that have plagued your rest will fade as hope replaces fear. The exhaustion that has weighed down your body will lift as your soul finds rest in me. I give sleep to those I love, and I am giving it to you. Let your nights become times of true restoration, where body, mind, and spirit are renewed for the challenges of each new day. The physical effects of prolonged stress are being reversed in your body. The tension in your muscles is releasing. The headaches born of anxiety are diminishing. The digestive problems caused by worry are healing. The elevated blood pressure driven by chronic stress is normalizing. Your body was not designed to carry the weight of constant sadness and fear. It was designed to thrive in an atmosphere of peace and trust. As I restore that atmosphere to your life, your body will respond with renewed health and vitality. The creativity that has been suppressed by your struggles is being released. When your mind has been occupied with worry and anguish, there has been no room for creative thought. When your emotions have been dominated by sadness and desperation, there has been no energy for creative expression. But as these oppressive forces are removed, you will find that ideas begin to flow again. Solutions will present themselves. Artistic impulses will return. The unique creative gifts I placed within you at birth will emerge from their hiding place and begin to flourish once more. The purpose that has seemed so obscure during your dark season is becoming clearer. You have wondered why you are here, what you are meant to do, what difference your life could possibly make. The desperation you have experienced has made these questions seem unanswerable, but I am bringing clarity to your sense of purpose. I am revealing the plans I have for you, the assignments I have prepared, the impact I intend for you to make. Your life has meaning that extends far beyond what you have been able to perceive during this difficult time. Keep listening, keep watching, keep expecting, and you will begin to see the purpose unfold. The gratitude that has been impossible to feel is returning to your heart. When sadness dominates, it is hard to appreciate blessings. When anguish consumes, it is difficult to recognize good things. When worry preoccupies, it is challenging to notice gifts. When desperation prevails, it is nearly impossible to give thanks. But as these conditions lift, you will find yourself becoming aware of blessings that were always there, but that you could not see. Your eyes will open to the goodness that surrounds you. Your heart will soften to receive the gifts that flow from my hand. And gratitude will become a natural response, a spontaneous overflow of a heart that is finally free to feel joy. I am establishing you in a place of emotional stability that you have never known before. The ups and downs that have characterized your experience are being smoothed out. The wild swings between hope and despair are being moderated. The unpredictable emotional storms are being calmed. This does not mean you will become emotionally flat or unable to feel deeply. Rather, it means that your emotions will be grounded in reality rather than driven by fear. It means that your feelings will be appropriate to your circumstances rather than exaggerated by anxiety. It means that your emotional life will become a blessing rather than a burden. The voice of the enemy that has spoken so loudly into your struggles is being silenced. He has whispered that you will never change, that your sadness is permanent, that your situation is hopeless. He has shouted that you are worthless, that your life has no meaning, that you would be better off giving up. But I am muzzling this enemy. I am removing his access to your ears. I am establishing my truth in place of his lies. When you hear condemning voices, recognize them as coming from the enemy and reject them. When you feel hopeless whispers, identify them as demonic deception and resist them. My voice speaks life, hope, and love. Learn to recognize it and let it drown out every other voice. The future stretches before you, full of possibilities that your current perspective cannot fully perceive. There are joys ahead that will make your heart sing. There are accomplishments ahead that will fill you with satisfaction. There are relationships ahead that will bring deep fulfillment. There are experiences ahead that will exceed your wildest dreams. The sadness, anguish, worry, and desperation of this season are not prophetic of what is to come. They are temporary conditions that are passing away even now. What is coming is better than what has been. What lies ahead is brighter than what lies behind. Trust me, beloved child. Trust me with your sadness, and watch it transform into joy. Trust me with your anguish, and observe it become peace. Trust me with your worry, and see it replaced with faith. Trust me with your desperation, and witness it give way to hope. I am working all things together for your good because you love me and are called according to my purpose. Nothing is wasted. Everything is redeemed. The end of your story is glorious, and the journey from here to there is filled with my presence, my power, and my love. You are not walking this path alone. My spirit goes with you, comforting, guiding, empowering. My angels surround you, protecting, serving, ministering. My people stand with you, praying, supporting, encouraging, and I myself am with you always, closer than your own breath, more present than your own thoughts. You are held, you are kept, you are secured in an embrace that nothing can break and no one can loosen. Rise up, my child. Shake off the dust of sadness. Remove the chains of anguish. Lay down the burden of worry. Walk away from the prison of desperation. A new life awaits you, full of the joy, peace, trust, and hope that are your inheritance as my beloved child. Step into it. Embrace it. Live it. And let the world see what I can do in a life that is surrendered to my love. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. Receive it fully, believe it completely, and walk in it confidently. I love you more than words can express. I am for you with a commitment that nothing can shake. I am working in your life with a power that nothing can resist. And I will bring to completion the good work I have begun in you. Be at peace. Be filled with joy. Be confident in hope. Be free from fear. I am your God, and I am making all things new. The morning light that breaks through your window each day is a reminder that my mercies are new every sunrise. The darkness of night never lasts forever. and neither do the seasons of struggle you have endured. Just as surely as dawn follows darkness in the natural world, so breakthrough follows struggle in the spiritual realm. The sadness that has felt like an endless night is giving way to the joy of a new morning. The anguish that has seemed like a permanent winter is melting before the warmth of an approaching spring. I am the God of new beginnings, and I am beginning something new in you today. Every promise I have spoken over your life remains in full effect. Not one of my words has fallen to the ground unfulfilled. What I have declared concerning your healing is already accomplished in the spiritual realm and is now manifesting in your experience. What I have proclaimed about your freedom is being established moment by moment. The transformation I have announced is happening even now within the deepest parts of your being. Trust the faithfulness of my word even when your feelings have not yet caught up with reality. Believe what I have said even when circumstances seem to contradict it. Stand on my promises even when the ground beneath your feet feels shaky. Your tears have not gone unnoticed, beloved child. Everyone has been precious to me, collected in my eternal remembrance. These tears of sadness and anguish, of worry and desperation, have moved my heart with compassion, but I am transforming them into something beautiful. The very tears you have shed in sorrow are becoming seeds of joy. The pain you have expressed through weeping is being converted into strength. Your mourning is being turned into dancing, your sorrow into gladness, your heaviness into praise. This transformation is not merely an improvement of your emotional state. It is a complete reversal of what the enemy intended for you. The strength you need for each day is being provided in perfect measure. I will not give you tomorrow's strength today, nor will I make you face today with yesterday's leftover resources. Each morning brings fresh grace, sufficient power, adequate provision for whatever you will encounter. This is why you can release your worry about the future. You need not fear what tomorrow may bring, because when tomorrow arrives, the strength you need will arrive with it. Live in the present moment, receiving the grace I am giving you now, trusting me to provide what you need when you need it. Your identity is being firmly established in my love rather than in your struggles. You are not the sad one, or the anxious one, or the worrier, or the hopeless case. You are my beloved, my chosen, my precious child. These are the titles that define you, not the temporary conditions you have experienced. As you begin to see yourself through my eyes, your entire self-perception will shift. You will stand taller. You will walk more confidently. You will speak with greater authority. You will live with increased purpose. Your identity in me is the foundation from which you will face every challenge and embrace every opportunity. The relationships in your life are being healed and restored. The sadness you have carried has affected how you interact with others. The anguish has made you defensive and withdrawn. The worry has caused you to be preoccupied and unavailable. The desperation has sometimes led you to push away the very people who wanted to help. But as I heal you, your capacity for healthy relationship is being restored. You will become more present with those you love. You will be more patient with their imperfections. You will be more open to receiving their support. You will be more available to offer them yours. The isolation that has marked your struggling season is giving way to connection and community. The work of your hands is being blessed as the oppression lifts from your life. When your mind has been occupied with sadness and worry, your work has suffered. When your emotions have been drained by anguish and desperation, your productivity has declined. When your spirit has been heavy with burden, your creativity has been stifled. But as I restore peace and joy to your inner life, the quality and effectiveness of your work will improve. Ideas will flow more freely. Solutions will come more readily. Energy will be more abundant. What was once a struggle will become a delight as the burden is lifted and my blessing is released. The testimony you will carry from this season will bring hope to countless others. The very experiences that nearly destroyed you will become the foundation of a ministry of comfort and encouragement. When you speak of how I removed your sadness, those who are sad will listen with desperate hope. When you tell of how I lifted your anguish, those who are tormented will lean in with eager attention. When you share how I took away your worry, those who are anxious will receive faith for their own deliverance. When you testify of how I destroyed your desperation, those who have lost all hope will find courage to believe again. Your prayers are powerful and effective. Even when you have been too weary to pray with eloquence, your groans have reached my ears. Even when you have been too confused to know what to ask for, my Spirit has interceded on your behalf. Even when you have been too discouraged to believe your prayers mattered, I have been working in response to them. Do not underestimate the value of your communion with me. Every word you have spoken to me, every thought you have directed toward me, every cry you have uttered in my direction has been heard and answered. Continue to pray and watch as the answers unfold in ways that exceed your expectations. The enemy who has tormented you is in full retreat. He knows that his time of influence over you is ending. He sees the liberation that is coming, and it terrifies him. He may attempt a few final attacks, desperate last-ditch efforts to regain the ground he is losing. But his efforts are futile. The victory has already been won on the cross. The power of sin and death has already been broken by the resurrection. The authority you have in my name is greater than anything the enemy can bring against you. Stand firm in this authority. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to me, and I will draw near to you. The peace I am establishing in your heart will overflow into every area of your life. It will affect how you speak and how you listen. It will influence how you respond to stress and how you face uncertainty. It will shape how you treat yourself and how you treat others. It will determine how you interpret your circumstances and how you envision your future. This peace is not merely the absence of turmoil. It is the presence of my Spirit, bringing wholeness and wellness to your entire being. Let this peace rule in your heart, and let it guard your mind against the return of anxiety and fear. I celebrate you, my child, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. Not because you have achieved great things, but because you are greatly loved. Not because you have earned my favor, but because my favor flows freely toward you as a gift of grace. I take delight in who you are becoming. I rejoice over you with singing. I quiet you with my love. The Father's affection is poured out upon you without measure, without condition, without end. The journey continues, and I walk every step with you. There will be mountains to climb and valleys to traverse. There will be sunny days of obvious blessing and stormy days that test your faith. But through it all, I am with you, in the heights and in the depths, on the peaks and in the valleys, in abundance and in scarcity, in times of laughter and in times of tears. I am by your side. You will never face anything alone. You will never encounter anything that has not first passed through my loving hands. You will never experience anything that I cannot redeem for good. Rise up and walk in the freedom I am giving you. Let the joy of the Lord be your strength. Let the peace of God guard your heart. Let the hope of glory be your anchor. Let the love that has been poured into your heart by the Holy Spirit overflow to everyone around you. You are a vessel of my grace, a carrier of my presence, an ambassador of my kingdom. Live accordingly. The sadness is gone. The anguish is lifted. The worry is removed. The desperation is destroyed. In their place stand joy, peace, trust, and hope. This is your new reality. This is your present truth. This is your eternal inheritance. Receive it all with a grateful heart. Walk in it with confident steps. Share it with a generous spirit. And never forget that I love you with an everlasting love. My child, remember this. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. My love for you does not fluctuate with your circumstances or your performance. My commitment to your healing does not waver based on your doubts or struggles. I am steadfastly devoted to your wholeness, your freedom, your joy. This devotion flows from who I am, not from who you are or what you do. Rest in this unchanging love. Build your life upon this unshakable foundation, and let the certainty of my affection be the anchor that holds you steady through every storm. Go forth now, beloved, with your head held high and your heart full of hope. The season of sadness is ending. The chapter of anguish is closing. The burden of worry is lifting. The prison of desperation is crumbling. A new era is dawning in your life, an era marked by joy instead of sorrow, peace instead of turmoil. trust instead of anxiety, and hope instead of hopelessness. You are loved beyond measure. You are valued beyond worth. You are chosen for purpose. You are destined for glory. Walk in this truth and be free.